but I think we're all in the same place all along, and we're all in the same place going forward. Can't wait to get to work. Lamar?
Oh. Well, all I have to say is today I don't have any popcorn, but during camp, if you guys have great questions, I'll put it on Coach John. You guys get to come to the house with the players and us, and have a good time.
Is that an invite for everybody?
Yeah, that's an invite.
Is that your house or my house?
Your house.
Oh, okay.
Only the good questions. Only the good questions invited.
Question? Lamar, in March, you tweeted out that you wanted a trade. A month later, you signed a record deal. What changed over that time?
Mr. Jameson, you know what? We gonna keep.
You're not going to be invited to the house.
No popcorn for Jameson.
Hey. I couldn't avoid it. That was too easy.
Hey, but you know what? Today we're gonna keep it about the future. I'm not really worried about what happened in the past. We're gonna keep it about these next 5 years, and keep it about what's going on today. It's a great day. Great day just signed with the guys up here. That's all I'm focused on right now.
Lamar, aside from the trade request, this is a long process. Eric's talked about it. You guys haven't shared details, but you've been eligible for over 2 years for an extension. What did change that this was the turning point that you were able to get a deal done over the last week?
We just had some mutual agreements and the terms and stuff like that, and it just fit the both of us, and that's why we're here right now.
So Lamar, when are you going to be at camp? When you start? What's the move to the future?
What do you mean? What I'm gonna be?
OTAs?
OTAs. I'm gonna be in. I'm gonna be in soon. I'm gonna be here soon.
Lamar, how can you describe your new offense starting with your new offensive coordinator?
Actually, Coach Todd Monken reached out to me. We spoke a couple times, and I heard from the guys that the offense is looking pretty smooth. And I just got my iPad a couple days ago, and from what I see, it looks different, and I'm liking it so far.
Lamar, what does it mean to change in the offense and some of the free agents, maybe even Odell? Did any of that play into swaying you to want to restart these negotiations?
We've been negotiating. Like, we really didn't never stop negotiating. We was always keeping in contact. Eric reached out to me a lot, and I comment back. Coach reached out to me, and we go back and forth with that. But definitely having Odell and those guys reach out to me as well. It's like, man, we need you here, and it was like I want to be there. It's not like I want to leave anyways. It was business.
Lamar, what does it mean to you that John and Eric here never faltered in saying that they wanted you back here and they wanted you and saw you as their quarterback?
Say that again.
John and Eric never faltered in saying off the contract negotiations that you are their guy. Yeah. What does that mean to you that they never seemed to question that you would be back?
Yeah, it means a lot, just to have, guys, your head coach and your GM wanting you to be here and believing in you can help your team achieve the ultimate goal, within football and the NFL football like that. It's like, I wouldn't want to go no other place.
Hey, Lamar, Eric had some really nice things to say about your negotiating style as your own man. What would you say to people going forward, representing themselves, and how much did you enjoy the process of going back and forth with EDC?
It's a business. It's a business at the end of the day, and if you're gonna represent yourself, you gotta have a strong mind. I wouldn't say you get out there and put your feelings in it, because it's not about feelings. You can't take things with oh yeah, I don't like what you said. I don't agree with this. It's like what they feel is how you feel. It's a grown man thing at the end of the day. So you got to be a grown man if you're gonna handle business.
Eric, what went into your decision to use the non-exclusive tag, and to what extent you were worried an offer sheet was coming and you might lose this player?
Yeah, it was a tough decision. I think we spent a lot of time thinking about it, praying on it, trying to, as a group, deciding what's best for the club. And in the end, we just kind of felt like it was the best thing for Lamar to have the opportunity to kind of get a sense of what was important to him, and he could have conversations if he wanted with other teams to see what his value might be, and he could get a chance to talk to other coaches or GMs if he wanted to kind of get a sense for the landscape. And I guess in looking at the exclusive, it's kind of binding in a lot of ways. And so, free agency, is a chance for players to go out and kind of see what their value could be potentially. And in the end, that was the decision that we made, hoping that we would be sitting here today, that at some point over the coming months, and we had our moments, but over the coming months, we would have a chance to negotiate again and get a long-term deal done, which proved to be the case.
We know about the type of player you are, but the agent, not many of us know what type of agent Lamar Jackson is. How would you describe Lamar the agent?
Just a businessman. That's how I describe him. Nothing more, nothing less. Because it's different from just playing football. It's you gotta put that, the game outside. Put that in one part of your life, and it's, you gotta speak to a grown man. With millions and billions of dollars, and understand what terms and different languages and stuff like that. You gotta understand what you're doing, and if you're not doing that, I feel bad for you.
Lamar, last Tuesday, I don't know if you were watching the Celtics game, but Eric was being pretty down when Trae Young hit that three-pointer. He said, then you texted him and said, I think we can get something done here. What led to your text, and what led to your SpongeBob?
Actually, when I got my email from Eric, and I was going over it, I was liking the language, and I texted him. I was not watching the game, so I texted him, and I was like, like you said, we can get something done. He was like, you just made it, you just made my night. My Celtics just lost, so you probably just made my night. Yeah. I'm like, all right. Then I get on social media and I see Trae Young hitting the three. I'm like, okay, this is what he was talking about.
Were you saving the SpongeBob? Was that a message?
Oh, definitely. The SpongeBob message was definitely a message to the fan base. Let them know, we moving on up.
What did you learn about yourself in this process? It's been a long time, obviously, that you'll use going forward. And secondly, did you ever think that this wouldn't work out?
It's not anything that I learned about myself. I've been knew, what I was capable of, and I thought, we would get the process done. I didn't have a doubt in my mind, because like they said, they love me. I love being here. I love my teammates, and I love the fan base. I really love the fan base and my teammates, so I didn't have a doubt, really.
Mark, you said there wasn't even a doubt in your mind, but, Eric has said that there was a point where you guys just weren't talking. So what was it like for you during that period?
Oh, I had to grind. I probably didn't want to talk because I was grinding. I did have a PCL injury, so I was like trying to get that all the way squared away, just fully recovering from that. And that's probably when I wouldn't return, text messages and stuff like that, because I'll probably be tired after a workout, and I'll wake up late at night, and, all type of people texting my phone. So I probably wouldn't reach back out, but we got it done, so I'm not worried about it right now.
When were you fully recovered from the knee injury, and how much did it bother you? There was so much outside chatter, how healthy you were, could you play? Was it contract related? How much did that bother you?
Probably got better, probably a month ago, for real, a month ago, and it really didn't bother me, because they don't really, people don't know what's really going on, they be trying to reach and pull and, try to see if the club would say it or would I come out and say it, stuff like that, but we keep it in-house, it's not anyone's business but ours.
Lamar, did it ever weigh on you playing in a contract year? Did you feel any pressure to perform being in a contract year?
Absolutely not. I've been performing since 2018, so not at all. Not at all. I want to win. I'm competitive. It's nothing more I want to do than being out there on that field. So, no, not at all.
Lamar, there were reports that you were active in the recruitment process of Odell Beckham Jr., even though you had not signed a deal and your future with the team was in flux. Is it true? And if so, what went into you still wanting to bring a player in, knowing that you hadn't signed a deal here yet?
Yeah, I seen Odell Beckham was, recovered from his injury and stuff like that, and, he reached out to me. I'm like, you think about coming to us, because I'm still part of the Ravens. I wasn't saying, no, I don't want to go there. That's not my team. It was, I was hyped about it. I got Rashard, I got Duve, I got Mark, Likely, I got all these guys, and then a new addition like him. With his resume, it's yeah, we can improve our receiver room and we can go somewhere. So I was definitely hyped about that.
Lamar, we saw that you're giving love to your mom after you agreed to terms of this contract and you're keeping a tight circle.
Yeah.
Who are you leaning on
in this process, working as your own agent, and where did you kind of find the most support from the people around you?
You know, she's my manager, you know, so I felt like she managed me very well. You know, don't you think so? I think she did a pretty good job, you know. If anything, you know, we'll just go back and forth, you know, in terms and stuff like that. Like I said, the language is going to overrun the numbers and stuff like that, so, and over trump the numbers and stuff like that. So it was just me and her piggyback off of each other, and we got the deal done.
You know, obviously you know Eric pretty well, and the negotiations with the Ravens, I'm sure, had a level of familiarity. What was it like when you were able to talk to other teams to learn about how other teams do business?
Like, I really don't, like, to be honest with you, I really didn't care for other teams, really. I just really wanted to get something done here. Like, I wanted to be here. It was like, man, okay, other teams cool, but I want to be a Raven. Like, I said something 2018, you know, I think it was April 26th, if I'm not mistaken, and I meant that. You know, I'm standing on that until I get it done. So I really wanted to get this done before anything, before I even want to, before my time up and branch off somewhere else. You know, I really want to finish my career here and win the Super Bowl here. So that's what I meant.
Lamar, you talked about the guys you already had. You guys added Zay Flowers in the first round of the draft. Have you talked to Zay? What do you know about it? And how excited are you to work with him?
Yeah, Zay reached out to me. You know, we spoke. We were supposed to work out, but, you know, I was working out and doing other stuff, so I couldn't really have time to, and he's going to be here for the rookie minicamp. So probably when he get back to Florida, me and him will get to work, and I'm very excited. You know, he's well known down there in South Florida, you know, from youth football on up, and, you know, it's proven. He's here now.
Lamar, you said in the video when you agreed to the deal that there was a lot, you used the expression, I think he said, she said. Was there a misconception about these talks and about this whole situation that in particular bothered you?
No, it was just like, what are you going to do? What are you guys doing? I see people throwing shots at the Ravens. Like, what are you guys doing? They throwing shots at me. You don't know what you're doing. You know, that's the he say, she say. That's what I meant by that.
Well, there were a lot of questions and, you know, some doubts about, like, your decision to represent yourself. What do you feel like you proved to be able to get to this point?
I didn't really like do this to prove anyone wrong or really care about what anyone had to say. You know, if anything, I had to prove myself right. You know, like I know what I'm doing, and I felt I did the right thing.
How did you train yourself to sort of handle that side of your career?
Just keep your emotions outside of business. That's the best way to do it.
Eric and John, this is a pretty historic day in franchise history. What is the significance of this day mean to you?
Go ahead.
Well, you know, I'm sure it does have a lot of significance, Garrett, and I appreciate the magnitude of the question. Probably like about 10 years from now, tomorrow, when you're still playing and I'm done, I'll probably give it some thought. But my thought right now is the significance going forward, just like Lamar said. You know, let's get to work and let's get ready to go play some ball, you know, and play some great football, put our offense together with Todd and Lamar and the rest of the guys. And that's, as a coach, man, that's how you think right now, and that's how I'm thinking about it.
Lamar, you mentioned, you know, you always wanted to be here, to be a Raven. Just curious, did you get approached by other teams in this process with an offer? Did you consider any of them?
Yeah, teams reached out, but it was like not. I didn't really, like I said before, I really didn't care about other teams. Like I wanted to be here. You know, that's what it is.
Mark, did you feel some urgency to get this wrapped up now? I mean, did you want to get it done this offseason, or would you have been fine playing on the franchise if it had come to that, if the number wasn't what you wanted it to be?
I absolutely wanted to get it done because I was just tired of going back and forth about it. You know, we've been doing it for years, you know, but it's like, you know, the time had come and, you know, the numbers were right and we was all satisfied.
Eric, what was this stretch like for you? It seems really successful, and you have a lot on your plate with all the players you've signed, the draft, Lamar. How was it compartmentalizing and dealing with everything? You had a pretty nice run.
Yeah, you just have faith in the process. We have great people working upstairs that help in a lot of different ways, coaches and scouts, cap, salary cap, analytics people that help day to day, help me keep me focused on point, my family. You know, it's a great stabilizer for me as well, and you just remain positive and hopeful. And I guess my mindset was trying to do something positive every single day, come in and get something done every single day. Evaluations, contracts, negotiations, finding cap space, whatever it was, try to do something positive every single day. And I believed if we could do that, then we would build momentum and good things would happen.
Lamar, you mentioned your mother is your manager. I trust there's more to your relationship with her. Could you describe your mother's influence on you in your life, what it means to your family to come upon this sort of reward financially, and your plans for Mother's Day in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, she's a huge influence on my life just by, her just raising four of us, my younger brother, my two sisters. I'm the oldest, me being the oldest, and just see how she grind and work without complaining, not wanting me to get a job, telling me to focus on football, and she gonna take care of everything else. Just seeing that and was like, if she can do that, I can do anything. She raising 4 kids on her own, not asking for a handout, not reaching out to people like I need this right here to pay my bills. I never heard her complain about anything like that. I just seen her go to work, wake up early in the morning, go to work, come back late at night from working, or I'm dropping her off to work, stuff like that. It was like, man, this woman's a superhero, like to me. That was part of the influence right there. And what was your other question?
Just what it means to your mother and your family to be rewarded in this way, and again, the Mother's Day plan.
It means a lot to my family and myself, just from, being in a place where we wasn't before, just, another stepping stone, if anything. For Mother's Day, I don't know. I think I got her a gift already. I think she's satisfied right now.
At least a card or something.
I'd probably give her a card.
Breakfast?
Give her some flowers or something. Give her some flowers. Women love flowers.
They do.
Can't go wrong with
They
flowers.
Is that true?
Oh, no, these days, one of them short, she was like, oh, no.
What does it mean to you? I mean, it was 5 years ago when you went through the whole draft process, and people were questioning whether you could even play quarterback. And now today, in terms of you're the highest paid player. What does that mean to you?
Like I said before, that's just proving myself right. It's not about what people saying and this and that. He say, she say. Back to that, it's about believing in yourself at the end of the day. Keeping God first, because without Him, there's no Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna tell you that now. I kept Him first at all times, no matter what I went through, no matter when it looked like my back was against the wall, no matter when people was doubting me, like even more than before, like more than ever. I just kept my faith with Him, and now we're here.
Lamar, did the Jalen Hurts deal have any impact on your negotiating?
I didn't worry about Jalen's deal, It was like, we came to terms. We came to something both of us mutually agreed on. Like I said, now we're here.
John, this offense now with Lamar signed and you get to say flowers after the draft, OBJ, how excited are you about this group, and could this be maybe one of the more explosive offenses you've had?
Oh, sure. Nelson's in here working hard. The rest of the receivers, I think Mark's coming in next week or the week after. He'll be in here. A bunch of the linemen are in. It's going to be a lot of fun. Lamar's already looking at the playbook, even probably before. You probably got a sneak peek at it before, I'll bet, if I know you at all. But it's got a chance to be exciting and fun. It's got a chance to be a winning offense. That's what we always want to be. But the expectations are always high. Like Lamar said, you go back to 2018. That's all you think about, is being as good as you can in every single way. And this year is no exception. But I understand it's kind of ramped up a little bit. But Mike McDonald's sitting back there. It's ramped up for the defense too, right, Mike? And Chris Horton for the special team. So it's a team thing. We're going to go out there and fight and work to be the best team we can be. And now we got a quarterback, locked up. We always knew we would, but now it's official and it's time to get to work.
Lamar, I want to get kind of your thoughts on that too. I mean, you've seen guys like Diggs go to Buffalo and Tyreek go to Miami. What weapons have done for quarterbacks? Having 3 new guys, how eager are you to work with them, and how much of a jump do you think you and Auburn can make working with those 3 guys together?
Oh man, I'm very eager. I'm very eager, Cliff. To be honest with you, I think I told someone, like, man, I want to throw for like 6,000 yards with the weapons we have. And I'm not an individual award type of guy or a stat watcher. I just want to do that, because no one ever done it. And I feel like we have the weapons to do it. We got explosive guys. And like Coach said, Nelson, the new addition, Zay, OBJ, and we got Bateman going to be 100% healthy. Dude's going to be healthy, So it's going to. Can't forget about Mark. Can't forget about my boy Mark. And, likely, so it's just can't wait to get rolling.
Mark, Eric's been asked a lot of questions about
dealing with you and these negotiations, I guess, what did you learn about, Eric as a negotiator, as a front office executive during these 2 years of talks?
I didn't have to learn anything about Eric, man. He's a businessman. I already knew that about him. I knew what I was, going to be, going through. With Eric, it was nothing to learn. He's, like I said, he's a business guy. He meant business the whole time process. Was professional the whole process. I was cool with it.
Eric, during these negotiations, the players' union put out a message alleging collusion in the league relative to paying players like Lamar. You're on the front lines of these negotiations. There will be more coming forward. What can you say, if anything, about such an allegation?
Not much. I speak to Lamar. Lamar speaks to me. There's no collusion when it's me and Lamar speaking together. I think the conversations were great. I always understood where he was coming from, and I always think he understood where I was coming from. Certainly, we always didn't agree necessarily, or we would have got a deal done a lot sooner. But the respect has always been there. The appreciation has always been there. We both love the Ravens, and we both love this community. And it took some time. In the end, it was really two people, And I was dealing with Lamar Jackson, the agent, very impressive, patient, demanding, honest, straightforward. It wasn't always easy. I'd rather deal with Lamar Jackson, the player, I think. But in the end, it was just Lamar and I talking, texting, emailing each other, trying to get a deal done. There were really no other factors involved.
Lamar just rattled off all these weapons in the passing game. But as a running quarterback, there's been no one like him in the history of the league. How, as a coach, do you anticipate a conscious effort to have him run less this year with that passing attack? Or how will you, with that running talent that is singular in the league versus the passing game?
It's a great question, Bo, and I know it's something that we get asked all the time. Lamar, you get asked it all the time too. And there really is no conscious decisions along those lines in the sense that Lamar is a unique player. He plays, I say it sometimes, we call it Lamar ball, right, Lamar? And I tell him all the time, I say, you play like you play. You use style because you are so unique. To your point, there's nobody that plays like you. There's nobody that ever will play like you the way you can do it. That's your God-given gift, like Lamar said. There's nobody like him, and there never will be as a player. So let's go be the best Lamar Jackson that God intended you to be, So when he feels like it's time to take off and run, he will. When he feels like it's time, based on what he sees, nobody sees the field. I think Lamar's unique in the way he sees the field. He sees it in a snapshot. He doesn't necessarily see it in a connected dots progression. He takes big picture view of the field, and you ask him after a play, what'd you see out there? And he'll say, hey, he'll give you the names of the players, where he saw them and what spots and where our players were and why he did what he did. And then you go back and you look at the tape and you're like, that's exactly what Lamar said. He saw it. So you trust that as a coach. And you encourage him to play the way he plays. So I think he's going to throw when it's time to throw, and he's going to run when it's time to run, and we're going to play that kind of football, and it's going to be great.
Lamar, during this process, we've heard a lot of Lamar needs an agent. Now you've gotten this deal done. Do you plan to continue to represent yourself even going forward in your career?
I do. I wouldn't put my trust in anyone else but myself.
Lamar, you're adored in the Baltimore community. Little kids wearing your jersey everywhere. What does it mean to you to remain in this community?
Oh, man, it means a lot to me. I love the fan base like crazy. Like, I can't even explain it. Like how much I love the fan base. I was getting messages from them like people crying, like sad in my DMs. I'm like, man, like they got me sad. I'm like, bro. Like, y'all don't know what's going on. Like, just calm down, man. Like, we making progress. I want to tell them we making progress, but I don't want to tell them because I don't want to spoil what's going on, So it's like, man, just be patient. If anything, be patient with me because, like, I'm not trying to go nowhere, No matter what you guys see, like, the final say-so is what's going to be printed out when I'm signing and stuff like that. Don't worry about what everyone else is saying, And, man, I love it. I love the community so much, man. It's like I tell everybody it's my third home because Florida, Louisville, they ain't here. But I'm here for 5 years, so this is my home right now.
You said you were your own agent. Were there other agents that actually reached out to you to try to represent you?
Absolutely. Every week, it was somebody new texting me. And I don't know how they was getting my number. I guess they were sending it to each other. Like, man, you know, I got this client right here. I'm like, man, I do not care about your client. But yeah, every week it was a new agent.
Lamar, did you have any contact with Steve Bisciotti in this time? And Eric, you said it was you and Lamar. What was Steve's input during this time, if any?
You asked me or Eric?
And then Eric.
Nah.
Always ask like 3, 4 questions.
Because he was talking to me, then he went to Eric and went to looking at Eric, so I was confused a little, but okay. No, I didn't. I was talking strictly to Eric, really.
Yeah, you know, I think I'm blessed, Mark, that, you know, Steve, I think John would say the same thing. Like, Steve gives us a chance to do our jobs. He'll provide advice and guidance. He's great at that. You know, he's got a great perspective on negotiation and just basically on life in general, the nature of people and various things. And he would give me feedback and he would give me ideas and suggestions and different things if I asked, but he's really kind of hands-off, which I appreciate, you know. That's what makes this place, I think, so special to work. And he supported me, as did John, and as did Ozzie, and Dick, and Sashi, and Nick, and Pat, and George, and Joe, and all those guys supported me. But in the end, it was really me and Lamar, and we got it done.
Eric, how would you kind of evaluate these past 4 or 5 years of building around Lamar? And how does, I guess, how Lamar's past injuries maybe complicate the takeaways for what needs to be done moving forward to build a Super Bowl contender?
Yeah, you know, I'd probably give us a B. I mean, we've done a lot of good things, but we haven't achieved what we said we would, what Lamar said he would. We're not there yet. In 2018, Lamar stood up there and he said what we were going to do. We're not there yet, but we're going to get there. And we're on our way. The team's not set yet. We still have a few months to build the team out. But I think you can feel the energy. You can see the roster. It's a strong roster. We got a lot of really, really good players in place, excellent coaching staff, and we've got the mindset and the culture that John built. So, you know, I think we're a B, but we're on our way to being an A.
Lamar, I know some of it came up in Luke's question. I just want to make sure. Are you fully medically cleared?
Yeah, I passed today.
So everything's fine with your knee?
I'm great, yeah.
Lamar, do you think you'll get some of these players together on your own in Florida before camp?
Oh, man, hopefully, you know, but guys, you know, some guys like to work out with their personal trainers and stuff like that, but hopefully I can get the guys together and we start building our chemistry right then and there.
Lamar, as this process wound down, and you know, how did you balance Lamar the agent and being the businessman that you wanted to be, and Lamar the player, the human that just wanted to be the Raven, and get the deal done?
Oh, that was easy. You know, when it was time for me to be Lamar Jackson the agent, I was Lamar Jackson the agent. But, you know, I really didn't have to be the player because I wasn't on the field. The only thing I was doing was training. So it was pretty easy for me.
Eric, you and John were both steadfast the whole time that Lamar was a quarterback and that was going to work out. One, what gave you the confidence? And two, were there times when privately you might not have been quite as confident? Was there worries that it wouldn't come?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, you know, we were trying to build the best team we could. Lamar's, in our minds, the best quarterback in the league. And, you know, I just believe, you know, when I think about challenges that I faced, you just can't quit. You got to persevere. You got to try to find solutions, you know. And so I kept trying to find different ways of coming up with some solutions. And you know, talking to Lamar, communication. I mean, the toughest thing and the worst thing you can do in any kind of situation is just basically shut off from everything and not engage and just give up. And, you know, we didn't want to do that. It wasn't the best thing for the club. It wasn't the best thing for the city, for the NFL. We believed it wasn't the best thing for Lamar, so we just kept trying to persevere. And, you know, there were some dark days. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you and say every day was great. It's been a long stretch. But we know Lamar. We know the kind of person he is. And, you know, he's a phenomenal football player. But you don't make a phenomenal football player the highest paid player in the league. You make a phenomenal football player who's also a phenomenal person, the highest paid player in the league. And so we had a lot of conviction that this was the right thing to do. It made a lot of sense. It just took a lot of patience.
Eric, will the structure of the deal give you a little more wiggle room to, you know, make some of the moves that you've talked about, continue adding to the team over the next few months?
Well, we will get a little bit of relief. We needed it, quite honestly. You know, Lamar joked a few years ago that EDC stands for every dollar counts, and that is how I think about it, because every dollar does count this year. And we need every dollar we can because we've spent on some players, and we signed some guys back. We signed Odell. We signed Rock yesterday. We have our draft class. And so, we spend a lot of money, and we do it every year because we want to win. This does give us a little bit of relief, but it's not like we're leading the league in cap room.
Mark, I can't believe it hasn't,
We're going to do 3 more. Okay, go ahead, John.
I can't believe it hasn't been asked yet, but with the deal done, have you treated yourself to anything nice? Will you treat yourself to anything nice?
No, I haven't. Like I said, I got my mom something. That's, my manager. I feel like she deserved anything because I seen she was getting her name called out a lot, getting her number called out a lot. So I felt like she deserved something, if anything. I'm cool, I'm cool for now.
Lamar, under the he said, she said, there was a report that you had went to the Ravens and said you wanted Odell and DeAndre Hopkins. Is that true?
No, it was a question. Like, can we get Odell and D-Hop? Like, it was a question. It wasn't like, oh, I want them or nothing else. Like, nah. That's not how you conduct business.
So how do you feel though when they go out and they go get Odell? What does that mean to you when they are able to get Odell? And after you kind of made that suggestion.
I was hyped. Like, we got Odell, man. Odell is a Super Bowl winning receiver. I felt like before his injury, he was gonna be the Super Bowl MVP. No take away from Cooper Kupp because he balled out, out of control. But I felt like Odell Beckham was on the verge of winning MVP. So I'm hyped about it.
Last one, Kyle.
John, we heard the reaction and where Eric was when this deal started to come together. Where did you hear when this deal was coming together, and what was your reaction?
Such an embarrassing question. Actually, I was in, and it was early. It was about 5:45 or so in the morning, and I all of a sudden I'm in my closet getting dressed, and I hear, "John, are you in there?" It's like and it was Eric's voice. It's like, oh, it's like Eric. It's kind of early, man. And give me a second. So I came out, and he told me the story that you guys heard from the night before, and that he thought that it was going to happen. And of course, there's a lot of joy at that moment. So then I held my breath for a couple of days, obviously, and then here we are.
All right, thanks, John.
Thank you. Thank you.